Unmuted. Call this Captain Accountability Board meeting to order at 5:34. Thursday, October 26th, 2023.
Carol McIntosh, Joseph King, Linda Booth, here, Patrick Julian, Billy Dancer, Michael Hutchison, William Harris, Paige Russo, Tricia Ball. Here.
We'll back to leave with a prayer.
Dear God, Father, we thank you for your general hand and your tender mercies. God, I pray right now for the families in Maine. I pray for those people that were killed by a violent gunman who is still out on the loose. God, I ask right now that you bring restitution to those people. I ask that you bring peace to the situation that is going on here at City Hall, a meeting that's taking place upstairs and a meeting that's taking place here. God, you're sovereign and you're divine. We give you glory, we give you honor, and we give you praise. And we thank you for your peace. In Jesus' name, we pray.
Amen. Amen. Protection.
Any public speaker? There's no public speaker. We'll move on to next agenda. Call for the memo. Move to the next local remarks. Well, that is a bit different this week. So, well, I don't think everybody's making everything. Uh, the last meeting, I think I might have, so we're the wrong way, put them out, and we still, that it won't be back for that. You just set a house down by yourself and the rest of the city. And minimum almost, it just get worse and worse down here. But the night, but I was thankful all to understand that we look at each other, and think about, we'll sit here, try to keep a charter, enforce a charter, and you're one of those people that you're trying to keep in the charter, get paid, some of them get paid 6 digits. We're not getting paid anything. But it's not one person to sit here and try to do the job there and start having bad back and forth and losing friendship and stuff with each other. It should be something we want to sit in here, deal with the child, get happy with it. And whatever we do, keep on, we can leave out here in a better spirit than when we come in here. But let's not let this stuff and these people get paid every day to not follow the child. Turn us into something we shouldn't be. It's not even worth it. It's not the stress and all that stuff. It's not what we're going to do that. So let's try to work and get this done, and we're going to stay within the charter. One thing I didn't get through last week is into, I guess, the word coming back and not going back and not going again there. What I want to get to, let's start at a point and say, where we were last meeting, and move forward and deal with the charter. Then we got one item that With that said, we move on to review and change approval of agenda.
Move approval. Support.
Moving proper second. All approve by sign of yes or yea.
Yes.
And opposed? Opposed? Agenda approved. Next item is review and approve of minutes from last meeting.
I move for approval with any necessary corrections.
Second.
Move in second. Approval of agenda with any correction. Everybody in favor say yea or nay. I'm sorry. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
And a nay. No nay. So, minutes have been approved with any changes or correction. Possible update.
Good evening, everyone. Same as last week, Don Bus Person's office has been kind of slow, which is good because I've been able to catch up on a lot of things, especially with the physical paperwork and filing and getting stuff off the desk. Most of the complaints again have been Blight. And Blight have been very, I've developed a rapport with them when I just go over it. They've been very good about getting on it, sending the NSO officer out there right then, and getting the matters taken care of. And that's about it. Everything's been going smooth. Office comfortable. Everything is fine.
Any questions?
I have a question, but it's not necessarily about your report. You were giving us a printout of the complaints and the breakdowns. What happened to that?
It's the same, basically the same thing except for Blight. The office, there really hasn't been any completely new ones, if you understand what I'm saying. I was giving you the ones that should have been brought to the attention of the board, like the.
Doesn't that show what is open, what's
Spreadsheet.
closed, what it was
Oh, yeah,
closed and all that?
yes, I can show, I have closed a few, but I'll get that to you.
Yeah, I'd like to receive those.
I'll email that. Okay.
Thank you. At least once a month. It doesn't have to be twice.
Yeah, that's, I didn't think it was time yet, but no problem, I get it.
That's first put on by the person. Okay. Getting on to go to the next item, I do have one thing here as, Vincent put in my, when I spoke, there's a couple of things that, I do want to add to the discussion. One is the, applications. Review an application for, non-buzz, position. And we get into that, about dates and time. The HR problem, I'll explain that to you as we go down there. We get to the end of this position. And so then I bring that up.
Mr. Chair, we also have I guess it should be under discussion, we have an outstanding request to the city attorney's office, and I don't think we got a response to it, at least I didn't see one.
I CC'd you on the response that I sent to Mr. Bush.
Right, did we receive a response from the city
No,
attorney?
he said he wouldn't have a response until the next meeting, and I verified the next meeting being in November, and he said yes.
Well, let's put that on the agenda so we know that it's an outstanding item.
Okay.
Because we don't do old business, new business, so I'm trying to keep track of what's open and,
I did send an email.
I saw it.
Okay.
I'll bring that to the agenda. Anything else for discussion? If not, we'll move to the council complaints correspondence. We had one one was just, brought up bowling, but, one to the attorney. City attorney office, we haven't gotten a response, but we did get a response back from the one from, Ted Taylor. And it should be in your package there, so, let you. Take a quick look at it, and I'll tell you what I.
And as you see, he received it, but I do have to sign, you know, remember and stuff.
And as you all read it, our request was whether that was a council meeting, called council meeting. I wasn't called a council meeting. And from the information we have, and posted it was a council meeting. It was only posted as council meeting. Legally posted, which means that you had to have a quorum in order to have a meeting, which the council did not have a quorum. So, they, only thing they could have done on the meeting up and close it. That was response by the child is what it should have been. So I'm, and we should. The child was fallen. It wasn't brick. It wasn't broken. So it's my suggestion we close this case as the misdemeanor. No breach of the child, unless someone is saying something that I'm not saying.
I'm looking at the charter, as soon as you open up the charter on the first page, before you even really get into the charter, I'm looking at the Declaration of Rights. The people of the city of Flint have, in this charter, reaffirmed their faith in the fundamental human rights and in the equal rights of men and women. They have determined to promote social progress and to guarantee that the city government serves the citizenry. The people of Flint have mandated that the city shall provide public peace and health for the safety of persons and property in the city. And they require that the city officers promote respect for these rights and freedoms, which is a violation of your constitutional rights. The First Amendment says the people have the right to peaceful assembly. Okay? That was not followed when they put the police on the citizens. Also, number 3, the city has a firm duty to secure the equal protection of the law for each person and to ensure equality of opportunity and social equity for all persons. No person shall be denied the enjoyment of civil or political rights or be discriminated against in the exercise thereof. It is the intent of the city of Flint that no individual be denied equal protections of the law, nor shall an individual be denied the enjoyment of his or her civil rights to be discriminated against because of religion, race, ethnicity, national origin, age, political orientation, which this complaint was based off of, which in the beginning Mr. Taylor said the administration runs this, that made it very political, Sexual orientation, gender identity, height, weight, disability, family status, marital status, economic status, and any other status protected by the law of the state of Michigan and the United States. Also, number 5, the people shall have the right to know the rules and regulations governing dealing between the city and the public, and shall have access to review procedures and administrative decisions. So a decision was made, and the police were involved. The people did not have the opportunity for any of this. Also, the rights and the freedoms set forth in this declaration may in no case be exercised contrary to the purposes and principles of this charter. They had a right to assemble. They had a right to a discussion. It is their civil right to get together and discuss. Like I said prior, if there is a time limit, then they deserve more respect than what they received to disperse. Okay?
Question.
And also gross negligence, gross negligence that is marked by conduct that presents an unreasonably high degree of risk to others by the failure to exercise even the slightest care in protecting them from it, and that is sometimes associated with conscious and willful indifference to their rights. Okay, so I'm not going to even dig no further into this. The Constitution says the people have a right to assembly, freedom, a right to, let me get the words right. You can pull it up, it's in the Constitution. It's the First Amendment, number 1, the right to peaceful and free assembly, whether it's a governmental meeting or whatever. They posted the meeting, they were assembling, they were peaceful, and they were dealt with by the police. And it was in a governmental fashion by somebody who works for the administration. And he said that out loud. The administration runs this. That was gross negligence. He did not consider the safety of the people. And the city council, they are people. They got the same rights as us under the Constitution. So I can give you several spots in this situation where it was some violations in the charter. And I'm going to rest my case. I'm just going to leave it right there. Like I said, if your First Amendment rights don't cover it, then I don't know. And that also falls into civil rights violations.
Just to respond to her points of information, from what I'm understanding, you are now saying that you believe that the people were denied an opportunity to assemble for purposes of discussing city business. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying whatever this charter just said. They assembled, they posted the meeting, and the police busted up the meeting.
Right.
That's
So,
what I'm saying.
and so they actually were not denied an opportunity to assemble. They met and started their meeting, peaceful assembly. They started their meeting at 6. Then Councilman Murphy declared right before 7 that it wasn't a meeting. So they met for almost an hour before the fracas kind of broke out. So there was no denial of them having a right to assemble, to meet, and to discuss.
Well, they weren't finished discussing, and he sicked the police on them. He sicked the police on them to dismantle the meeting. They have the Constitution says peaceful. They have a freedom to assemble peacefully without being harmed, without the dogs being sicked on them, hosed down, or the police.
So you're saying the dogs were sick on them?
No, I'm saying back in the day when these things were in consideration, civil rights, the law was whooping folks for assembling peacefully. And so,
right, but that's not what happened here.
it is. When you stick the police on somebody, you bring the police in and you take over the meeting and tell them that if they don't get up out of here, you're putting the police on them. I don't know how that's peaceful. And it resulted in a complaint. So it couldn't have been too peaceful. The man felt violated. He said it was a political orientation. This man says that before he did this was a political orientation, because he didn't say, again, you have to go. You have to go, people. This closes out at 7. Because see, this says you have to tell them in advance they have the right to know the rules. So if they needed to be out of there, according to this charter, it says you have to inform them of the rules. That's what it says. The people have a right to know the rules. The city council called this meeting. They didn't know that they were supposed to be out here at 7. Who informed them of the rules? So there are several violations in here, like I said. Instead of us arguing this, because it's clear that there's been some violations, instead of us getting at each other's throat, why not turn it over to somebody who is non-biased, who has no skin in this fight, and let them decide? What is the problem? Because something's went here. Something was illegal about this. Because like, if it wasn't, you would have never sliced the video. Okay, let's get down to that. The video would have never been
I've never seen slice video. You keep saying that, but I've never
well, the
seen
portion
slice
where the
video.
police come in and take over is not even in the second video that I saw. And I did see that in the first, unless I should believe my lying eyes. I don't know. But I'm going to rest right there. I feel like there's been several violations to the charter. And I've read some of them points to you. Like I said, and also constitutional rights were violated. Go to your constitution. Your First Amendment right is the right to peaceful assembly. Whether it's a government meeting, whatever it is, a social meeting, it says in here, organizations, all of that. So now, I'm going to leave it at that. You know, hey, y'all, you twist it how you like, but that seems pretty clear to me.
You were just saying, a lot of it might be, when I look at the charter factually, it say that any two council, not a mayor, can call a special council meeting, which was a special council meeting. That's the charter. And it goes on to say that if it's a council meeting and you don't have a quorum, only thing the council can do is open the meeting, close the meeting without a quorum. If they went for almost an hour, meaning that they had some attitude.
Who closed
Not
the
a
meeting?
charter.
Who closed the meeting?
Who closed the meeting? They should have closed it.
I say who closed, not should. I
Well, I
say who
don't,
closed.
I think,
Mr. Taylor.
I think with the council Murphy said that they didn't have a quorum, I think that's.
Well, Mr. Murphy was not chairing the meeting, and Mr. Taylor closed the meeting out with the police.
But there was no meeting because it constituted less than the quorum. Had a quorum been there, then it would have constituted as a special meeting because they would have met quorum, then they would have voted on the chair to chair the meeting. But because there was no meeting, there was no. That's what I'm saying. There's
So
no
don't
chair.
never mind peaceful assembly, freedom for peaceful. Never mind none of that. Don't worry about that. Huh?
So they couldn't have it.
Not a council meeting.
Yeah, period. The Constitution don't say at council meetings. You can't say peaceful. You have it right. These people posted a meeting, Mr. King. They legally posted a meeting, whether they make quorum or not. They have a right to show up and not be having the police sit on. So when I show up for a council meeting, whether I make quorum or not, if anybody determines they're gonna sick the police on me, because they ready for me to go right now, they didn't give me no prior notice, I was gonna have to leave or nothing. Not the city council who posted the meeting, who has a right to know the rules, thus said your charter, that you said you read. It says they have a right to know, and it says in advance. So they didn't know in advance that the meeting was gonna be over at 7. And it's fine if you want to tell them at the last minute. Like I said, my problem is he sicked the police on the city council and the residents when they didn't move fast enough. He came in with the police, okay? He came in with the police. And then it's several things that I've read to you, and you're going to tell me now one of these things he's violated, and that's fine, like I said, however you guys decide. But I'm sure this, whatever we decide, I'm sure this don't go further if we don't do that.
I just have a quick, I don't want to get into it. One, you say that they should have known the rules. And what I'm hearing is the council should have known the rules. They should have known that they could only open a meeting without a quorum because they needed one more member. They should have knew that.
This is not on the city council.
Right?
So you're blaming the city council because they didn't have a quorum?
They call it council, well.
So you think it's legal to put the police on the city council because they didn't make a quorum?
That's not what he's saying.
Let's not go there. No, what I'm saying, if the council call a meeting, they understand to have a meeting, you have to have a quorum.
You have to have a quorum to vote.
No,
You don't
no,
have to
no.
have a quorum to
No.
meet. Yeah, because we've done it before
No,
on this
John,
board. And I've heard you say that out your mouth before we got this complaint.
you could,
No, I'm just saying, you've never said, we've never had a meeting without a quorum, Mr. King.
the charter tell the council what they have to have. The charter say, it's distinctly right here in the charter.
Right, let me go to the part where it say they can meet and don't have to have a quorum. I'm gonna read it to you again.
We'll go to the part of the quorum.
A majority of the members elected to the city council shall constitute a quorum, but, because it's an option. See, when they say but, that means it's an option. A smaller number may convene, unless the charter line. See, less than a quorum is a smaller number. And they got the right to convene
3201
and adjourn from time to time. So now, I guess this part line too. No, I'm gonna read that part, because that's the part we speaking to. And you said a quorum, that they didn't have a quorum, so they didn't have a meeting. And I'm telling you in black and white, your charter says they don't have to make a quorum to convene. Now, we didn't argue this every week concerning this thing, and y'all still gonna act like y'all don't see. But a smaller number, I got it, may convene and adjourn from time to time. That means that's a less than a quorum. Less than a quorum, Mr. King. And I'm done with it. You go ahead and do what you want to do. Twist it up.
It's the board to make the decision.
Mr. King, may I call the question and make a motion?
Yes.
I move that we accept the recommendation of the ad hoc committee to close the investigation.
So,
Have motion for the motion is properly second. Any discussion? No discussion? Roll call.
Wait, hold on before we vote. Yes is
To close.
to close.
Yes,
the
it
vote.
closed, no. Keep going, I'm sorry.
Carol McIntosh.
I vote for it to stay open. I guess that's a no. No.
Joseph King.
Yes.
Linda Booth.
Yes.
Patrick Julian.
Yes.
Billy Dazzler.
No.
William Harris.
yes.
Trishelle Bowman. Yes. Okay, that is 5-2. The motion carries.
Motion 5-2, close that,
Right, and you
start complaint. Now,
calling the motion carries?
carriage, yeah.
Okay.
So, we'll move to, item 2, ombudsman, interviews and date. My proposal is, and I haven't seen them, is that send all the application that apply for that ombudsman. I think I asked 2-3 weeks ago, see how many people would let me know when they could meet, and we can go over that. No one replied back to that. So I'm going to say it next week. I need at least 4 or 5, if not all of us. And I'm looking at a date like next Tuesday, Wednesday, next Thursday. Get it on 3 days that we can.
What, are you talking about during the day or in the evening?
It's gonna be with the time I'm gonna leave it to, we can get 4 or 5 members to sort those out. So what I need is we need to put them in batch. Whether we want to start interviewing 3 or 4 at a time, and go through that and just go into them in batches, but they need to be separated. We can't do.
I can do Tuesday or Wednesday after 5.
How many people can do that.
I can do Tuesday.
I can do Tuesday, I'm not available Wednesday.
That's October 31st, correct?
Yeah,
Yes.
Oh, no, I can't do
That's
yeah, that's Halloween.
Halloween.
Let's see, I can't,
We doing ours on the weekend, so.
let's
Tuesday.
see.
What am I early? I mean,
So Tuesday you're not available?
I'm not available, but, I just was thinking it was something I was supposed to be doing.
I see Tuesday for me.
I think everything is the weekend.
What time?
6, from 6 to 7.
A
I think we got
Monday,
a trunk or treat or
what about a Monday?
The following Monday is
The Monday work.
the 6th or the 30th or the 6th.
The 30th?
I can do Monday.
I can do
I can
Monday.
do Monday.
something. I can do
I'm not doing it Monday.
We talking about at 5 or 6?
Anytime.
Anytime, I'm good.
I'm retired, but I do have other boards I serve on.
So Monday at 5?
Yes.
That's fine.
October 30th, Monday.
So do we need to post that as a meeting?
As a special meeting, yeah.
Yeah, and then we can go into a closed session. But if it's gonna be a quorum, we need to post it as a meeting.
So then I think we need 6.
Okay, so we under,
So we're under 6, we're fine.
Okay, so I will put that,
so that's the 30th at 5.
I put that
Is that
episode
correct?
tomorrow.
Yes.
We have to make sure that the room is available.
Oh,
Do you need me for that meeting, or you just have resumes?
It's just a working meeting.
Yeah. It's
Well, if
just-
you want me to come, I'll come, but if you don't need me, you want me to come?
I don't think we need them.
I don't need it, it's just the board is going through that.
Okay, I just didn't wanna not show up or show up if you didn't want that.
Oh, no, that's Mr. Bush.
Thanks for asking.
You can have the day off.
And I'll check for this room availability first thing in the morning. It's usually just like pretty quick.
Now, and y'all can tell me what I would like to start doing is the following week, start the interview process. So we,
So our meeting is to determine who we want to interview, is that correct?
right, now back to,
Y'all can't make it.
No, I can't. Okay.
Carrie?
I said I can't make it next week. I'm sure y'all know.
oh,
You got to figure it out. I'm sure y'all know.
so, now, how many we have?
Two, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
I mean, that could make it Monday.
5.
5.
Five.
I'll send a notice to Michael and Bruce to see if they can make it.
Once we do that, then we'll, okay. So yeah, make
Then
sure,
she has to post it.
then make sure you, so what it is this. Reach out to Micah and Paige tonight. If they make it, then it has to be posted as a special meeting. Because we'll have quorum.
Oh, now, what would be a good day to do the interview that I'm looking at, the 6th to the 9th of November?
Is that in the evening?
We set the time, I'm just, we need to,
So you have all the applications, even the ones that came in after the last
Yeah.
one they gave us? Okay, well, can we get a copy or see them, or you just gonna, how does that, you don't get to graze them over or nothing, or we wait till that day, is the only time, or? Cause it's not like names or anything or all so.
yeah, that's, if you need to look at it, I'm sure you have to do it. Tomorrow, you wanna get up and come in there? But you have, there's only about 2 or 3 that you don't have, you can have that in the package. You still have it?
But I mean, the rest of us more came in.
Yeah. I see what the number that is.
I'm pretty available that week, so just let me know what the majority decides.
So then we can.
Yeah, I don't have a problem. Anybody have a problem with picking them up early?
We doing what?
Saying that, Mr. We blocked the name out, so we don't know who they are, so. can't say we can. Thank you.
Good luck on tomorrow.
Like your name.
Praying for you.
Thank you. Have a good evening,
Good
everybody.
evening.
Be safe.
Thanks.
Just a, just a friendly observation. I do like what Ms. Danzler said a couple of meetings ago, that, you know, we remove how they were slated, and we just throw them all together, that way we're in a committee. We're just looking at all of them, and, you know, not going by what HR had ranked them by, but we're just going by everything.
But then we do our, we do our.
Yeah, and then we'll do our own list, and then whatever we come up with, we can, because HR will know who we won't select, then we can send the HR and say, just contact these people and let them know that we've narrowed it down to these candidates.
I remember the ones we reviewed previously, most of them did not have investigative skills or supervisory skills. And the first batch we got, they didn't have those skills.
Yeah, I remember that batch.
Yeah, well, we don't know what these have either, but that is what we're gonna have to, we're gonna have to.
It was mostly IT. I remember a couple of one was IT, tech, and it was another one, you know, they didn't have a lot of office or leadership or supervisory skills.
Now this, analyst position, they are supposed to have that, we need to close it down and do whatever.
So just,
Okay.
so just that's why we lost one.
Over 6 hours.
Oh,
We got everything done.
We did,
well, yeah,
somewhat.
things,
Hey, Paul?
I have it all out.
He's probably upstairs.
We probably have that, but there's a couple of things that.
Oh, you want to put on record that we do
What-
have.
what
I
time?
wrote down
Reason
6:12.
closed because of, well,
Form 612.
I got it.
Yeah, like a form, so we just in discussion right now.
Yeah, we can't take any
We
business.
can't get vote or anything.
But,
no, but I do have moved forward with a couple. In fact, I think the reading up there is knowledge in the charter.
that's what I was going, that's what I had heard.
Well, I have that on the, I guess some of the council people know, but this is what
How much does
This
the
was-
analyst pay?
this was, I'm saying,
33.
Huh?
33.
this is what,
If you don't mind, Jeff, it pays 33, but we were gonna try to have that, Ms. Little was gonna look at trying to have that number revised with what they currently make in the ballpark today, which will probably be around 43.
Yeah, that's low.
Yeah.
Right, and then especially to ask for, one of the stipulations was they have to have a degree.
Yeah, so I think a $10,000 bump would be, but that's something we would have to negotiate
That's
in
good.
the budgetary meetings, because the position has gone up from 33 to 43. Yeah.
mhm.
So that still isn't up with the cost of living.
Well, the old applicant come in there knowing what it is.
No, the 43 is a whole lot. 43 is a whole
Whole
lot
lot
better.
better than,
Mhm.
33, yeah.
But I think we
And
should.
that's before taxes.
But I think we should have. I think 43 should probably be our starting margin,
Mm-hmm.
and I think we should pick a cap margin. You know, for raises, increases, and things of that nature. And I think then it would probably match.
And does it come with benefits?
It does. I think
It does.
Now, the only thing is I know the ombudsman comes with a pension. I don't think does the ambulance come with a pension?
Yes.
Oh,
But they take out, yeah, you pay into your, yes,
You gotta pay into your own though.
you pay into your own.
But they don't just give you.
I don't think, they don't match it.
They
You
don't
pay
match
into
it,
your own.
you pay into your own.
wait a minute.
You gotta pay into your own, it's not with a traditional pension. It's the one before, like you can pay into a 401k or something.
It's called MERS, yes.
Right. So
So you selected, they give you a certain percentage for you to choose.
right,
I think the minimum you can do is like 5%.
yeah.
And you pay into your own, it's not matched.
Well, why isn't it question? Shouldn't it be matched? Patrick, I'm asking, do you really, shouldn't it be matched if an employee is working here and they're paying into their pension, let's say they do 8%, shouldn't it be matched if not 8, but at least by like 6?
Are they union?
No,
So it's non-union,
it's not union.
they are at will,
So
so it's non-union.
and we could get that.
So they
It's
have
an
to
art,
work out
all
for their
that,
own
this and
pension.
that stuff to do. But one thing is, talking to me, find out what
Yeah.
how many positions gonna be in that, ombudsman office and what the expenditures are gonna be. And is that money even, I'm talking about raising, but I wait on another budget, I'm trying to get amendment to, but.
Mm-hmm. Well, at this point, it looks like, as said, at this point, we might be having to just stick with what we got right now until we can probably,
Well, we
budgetary committee meets, then we'll
Right,
probably
we gotta go back and look at it. I'm going to meet, I'm like a chance to meet with a couple of people, meet with the new, chief finance officer, we go back through the budget for the time we started for the last 4 years, so,
Mhm.
to see what actually was spent out of the budget. What went back, now you got some, we have something to build on. Because we don't have the record. So, I'll be the little with this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we know.
I
Feel like a quorum. Appreciate you being here.
I didn't wanna leave.
No, we were gonna talk about it.
Okay.
Good to see you again. All right, always.
Mr. Bush, thank you.
See you again.
Good to see you.
You guys take care.
How's the family?
What'd you say?
How's the family?
I'm good.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was down in Florida last week, so I think that's part of the reason I didn't get you an opinion, but,
we're still alive.
turnaround's pretty good.
Still alive.
All right.
Thank you, Mr. Bush.
I texted him and asked him to come turn us off.
Yes. I come
Yeah,
to
Alan gave it to them.
Okay, call.
Thanks, Paul.
No worries.